Part 1 of History of Farming in Ontario by C. James. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Reading by Esther. History of Farming in Ontario by C. James, reprinted from Canada in its provinces. A History of the Canadian People and their Institutions by 100 Associates. Edited by Adam Short and A. G. Doughty. History of Farming, the Land, and the People. Part 1. From the most southern point of Ontario on Lake Erie, near the 42nd parallel of latitude, to Moose Factory on James Bay, the distance is about 750 miles. From the eastern boundary on the Ottawa and St. Lawrence rivers to Kenora at the Manitoba boundary, the distance is about 1,000 miles. The area lying within these extremes is about 220,000 square miles. In 1912, a northern addition of over 100,000 square miles was made to the surface area of the province, but it is doubtful whether the agricultural lands will thereby be increased. Of this large area, about 25 million acres are occupied and assessed, including farmlands and town and city sites. It will be seen, therefore, that only a small fraction of the province has as yet been occupied. Practically all the occupied area lies south of a line drawn through Montreal, Ottawa, and Sault Ste. Marie, and it forms part of the great productive zone of the continent. The next point to be noted is the irregularity of the boundary line, the greater portion of which is water. Lakes Superior, Huron, Erie, Ontario, the St. Lawrence River, the Ottawa River, James Bay, and Hudson Bay. The modifying effect of great bodies of water must be considered in studying the agricultural possibilities of Ontario. Across this great area of irregular outline there passes a branch of the Archean rocks, running in a northwestern direction and forming a watershed, which turns some of the streams to Hudson Bay and the others to the St. Lawrence system. An undulating surface has resulted, more or less filled with lakes, and almost lavishly supplied with streams, which are of prime importance for agricultural life, and of incalculable value for commercial purposes. To these old rocks, which form the backbone of the province, may be traced the origin of the large stretches of rich soil with which the province abounds. An examination of the map, and even a limited knowledge of the geological history of the province, will lead to the conclusion that in Ontario there must be a wide range in nature and composition of the soils, and a great variety in the climatic conditions. These conditions exist, and they result in a varied natural production. In the extreme southwestern section, plants of semi-tropical nature were to be found in the early days in luxurious growth, while in the extreme north, spruce, somewhat stunted in size and toughened in fibre, are still to be found in vast forests. It is with the southern section, that lying south of the Laurentian rocks, that our story is mainly concerned, for the occupation and exploitation of the Northland is a matter only of recent date. Nature provided conditions for a diversified agriculture. It is to such a land that, for over 100 years, people of different nationalities, with their varied trainings and inclinations, have been coming to make their homes. We may expect, therefore, to find a great diversity in the agricultural growth of various sections, due partly to the variety of natural conditions, and partly to the varied agricultural training of the settlers in their homelands. Early settlement, 1783 to 1816. Originally this province was covered with forest, varied and extensive, and was valued only for its game. The hunter and trapper was the pioneer. To protect and assist him, fortified posts were constructed at commanding points along the great waterways. In the immediate vicinity of these posts, agriculture, crude in its nature and restricted in its area, had its beginning. It was into this wooded wilderness that the United Empire Loyalists, numbering in all approximately 10,000 people, came in the latter part of the 18th century. Footnote 1. See pioneer settlements in this section. They were a people of varied origins: Highland Scottish, German, Dutch, Irish Palatine, French Huguenot, English. Most of them had lived on farms in New York
Sample complete. Ready to continue?